Hello, folks. It's me, the Hughes from Ogington. As always. Good music? Yes, it is. I'm not sure what game this is from. Eve 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm into that. So tonight, we may well finish off, no, that's not Discord, that's Firebot. Tonight, we may well finish off, Broken Sword. We keep putting poor George in bathrooms and leaving him there. I think that's very funny. He's just... I like to imagine him standing forlornly in a bathroom for like a week. Yeah, I just like to imagine that. I don't have I don't have anything else to say about it. I just think it's very funny. So hello. We finished Popful Mail last night. Don't know what to say about that, but we did it. And it was good. Like, man, what a good platformer that was. I'm kind of struggling to call it an RPG. Like, I know Falcom mostly makes RPGs. I don't know if Popful Mail is something I would consider an RPG. It had stats, so... there is that. Oh, sings. This is gonna... that's vocal. Okay, that's fine. Tonight, as I was saying, we're probably gonna finish Broken Sword. We will either go straight to Broken Sword 2 Remastered, or we will, divert off to Armored Core Project Phantasma. If you have a preference, let me know, and I will take that data, disregard it, and drive into walls. That said, I do have some ideas for a weekday game, so that also works. I might shuffle Project Phantasma off to the weekday. You know, unsure. It's always an adventure here, you know? We never know what we're gonna do next. We never really know what's gonna happen. And I think that's beautiful. I was like one bad choice away from playing Dr. Chaos for the NES today. And then I realized that I don't hate myself quite enough to play Dr. Chaos for the NES on purpose. It was one of my favorite games as a kid. I never got anywhere in it. Because Dr. Chaos is kind of bullshit. You have to play extremely slowly and extremely methodically if you want to get through that game. Like, you have to inch forward, clip something, run past it before it respawns, inch forward again. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm sure there's a speed run of it that's like fucking 30 seconds long. Something. But we are down... Speaking of 30 seconds, that's about how much time we have on the clock right now before we start Broken Sword, Circle of Blood, Shadow of the Templars, Part 1 of the George Stobbart saga. So, to Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Wolves. I mean, there very much were two wolves inside Dr. Jekyll. It's just... well... if you read that book nowadays, it's really, really obvious that, like... it's kind of a closeted thing. At least that's how some people interpret it. Anyway, let's turn off the music, move over here. I'll tug you folks down here. And let me actually run ScumVM. Load up proper working save, and here we are with George in the bathroom.
A hand dryer was mounted on the wall. If the club Alamat had used one of these instead of a roller towel, I'd probably still be stuck in Marib.
Okay, so we have the bathroom key.
No. Trouble was, it looked like plaster and not metal.
Right, that's where we were in this, puzzle. We have to figure out how to get this key to look like metal. And there is a big open tin of metal paint upstairs being watched over by a man. So we're gonna have to figure out how to distract him. I wonder if we can I wonder if we can phone him. The man cares about nothing but slacking in that tin of paint. It's true.
What is it?
Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
He cares not for beans. He only cares for the thrill of the paint. Is there a telephone out here? Is that a telephone there? No, that is a scaffold. Can we...
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
What does the word Templar suggest to you?
Templar?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, thanks.
Be seeing you.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Okay, I kind of think that if we can get him onto the phone for a little bit, maybe he'll be distracted away from the paint. Like, we have to use something that's locally available. Templar, they're the Benga class of good strat. You think this man has ever played a strategy RPG in his life? Nah, this man plays nothing but...
Hi, Nico. It's me. I'm at the excavation site.
NHL 94 on the
No,
Sega
wait a
Genesis.
minute. I need your help.
What kind of help? I told you I'm busy.
This will only take a few minutes, I promise.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
I want you to keep somebody on the phone for a while.
Who?
A painter. I need to get at his pot.
Oh, okay.
Stay on the line. I'll go and get him.
Alright, yeah, George kind of solved that one without me. But yeah, this man has never played anything except, like, NHL 94 for the Sega Genesis.
Hi, it's me again.
What now?
You've got a phone call.
For me? Are you certain?
It's a woman. She sounded hot.
What woman? You must be mistaken, monsieur.
Well, she asked for that hunk of a man with the nicotine fingers in his ass hanging out of his pants.
Certainly sounds like me. Stand back. It wouldn't do to keep the lady from her hunk.
Oh my god. That was a strong badass interaction. Oh yeah, just shove your arm in there, George. How's it look?
The plaster key had soaked up the paint nicely, and now looked pretty convincing. Still felt like plaster, though.
Alright, and that explains another puzzle that we solved by accident. Because I was just fucking around.
Well, monsieur, what a strange woman. She was all over me, and then suddenly, nothing but abuse.
Really?
Why, abuse? Ah well, I have a cigarette to finish. And monsieur, if she calls again, I am not available.
That's fine. So earlier we fucked around with the thermostat in this room, which made this guy put on gloves. Which means he won't be able to feel that this key is fake. We kind of solved that one by accident.
What is it?
Niger, what is tsundere? Oh god, I'm gonna fucking hit you. Tsundere is what you say after you've taken your Lactaid pills.
I need to use the toilet again.
Again? Already?
I have this problem. How technical do you want me to get?
Never mind. Here's the key.
Talk to you
Took me a
later.
moment after
Au
sounding it
revoir,
out. Of
monsieur.
course it did. Alright. Keys. Let's get into private for a second. Now we can swap these two keys.
Quickly and without fuss, I swapped the fake key for the real thing.
Which George does by fiddling with his coat repeatedly.
Now, I'd substituted the fake key for the excavation key. It looked okay, but felt false.
And since that dude is, wearing gloves, presumably he won't feel that it's fake.
What is it?
I held my breath and hoped that he wouldn't notice the substitution. Here's the keys. Thanks.
Merci, monsieur.
And he did not? Okay. Nico! We need you again.
Hi, Nico. It's me again.
I'd guessed. What do you want this time?
What did you say to the painter?
I shan't repeat it, George.
Look, I need to get the guard out of the way. Could you call back and ask him to get the painter again?
Okay, I'll call back soon.
Alright, George automatically ducks over there. Here's the way.
This looked like a good place to watch things develop.
Of course, you fucking voyeur.
Hey, you! It's the phone.
Yeah? Who is it?
How should I know? What am I, your social secretary?
It's not a chick, is it?
Yes, it's a woman. Are you going to answer it?
Does she have a warm, sensual voice like molten chocolate?
Yes, she has a really sexy voice. Now get a move on.
I'm not talking to her.
I can see that. You're wasting time talking to me.
George!
No, you don't understand. I refuse to talk to her.
You refuse. You refuse. I'm wasting valuable time.
Don't make me laugh. Your time valuable? You just stand around all day.
I have a highly responsible job. Pah, don't pah me, you elephantine oaf. My job is important.
George!
Impossible. They would have hired somebody competent in that case.
Meaning what?
Instead of which they hired a dismal rent-a-cop like you. All epaulettes and no brains.
Why, you...
This looked set to carry on for some time. It was too good an opportunity to miss.
Yeah, now that you've started a French Civil War, let's see what's in here. I swear, something had better be in here.
Some planks used to make the catwalk were leaning against the wall.
Planks!
I couldn't see anything useful to do with the planks.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, there's a guy. One is how fucking dare you, and the other is yeah.
Oh, great. More dead people. Although, the gendarmes weren't likely to pull in any suspects unless they had a time machine. This guy must have been here for centuries. No, thanks. I think I'm carrying enough junk. In the middle of the floor was a weird mosaic, all swirling and distorted.
You don't understand the Parisian catacomb. I don't think he does, but that's fine. Alright, what is this?
Close up, the pattern didn't make any sort of sense. It fanned out around an axis point, a kind of focus to one side.
Alright, close up it doesn't make any sense, so... What if I go up here and take a look? Can I, in fact, come up here and then take a look down? No, he's gonna walk to it. Okay. Thanks, George. So what's this?
Now there's a familiar face. There was no doubt about it. It was the same sort of idol I'd seen in Syria, Baphomet. The Templars had certainly been through here.
Okay. What happens if we put the cup down here, maybe?
And there it was, decoded by the curves of the chalice. The image of a church.
Aha! Reflection.
I found out what the chalice was for.
You've solved the puzzle?
Yeah, there was a distorted picture at the Baphomet site. When I viewed it in the polished surface of the chalice, it changed.
What did it show?
A picture of a church with a square tower.
I love that George has gone from, like, perching in this chair next to the window to just, like, completely sacking out on Nico's couch. Let's flump. Alright, let's take a look at the,
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Yeah, what he said. You've become one with the furniture. He's had a long... He has. He's been into, like, 6 different countries so far. We may have more. Alright. Let's run through it.
That's the face of the statue I saw at the bull's head.
Okay, bull's head.
That's the lens I found on Klausner's body in the bull's head.
Alright.
That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn.
We have a lot of stuff decoded.
That's the clue that led me to the statue of Baphomet and the reflection in the chalice.
Alright.
That's the clue that led me to the stained glass window at Montfaucon.
Stained glass window at Montfaucon, right. We took a look at that.
That's the clue that led me to Spain. That's the clue that led me to the bull's head.
Alright, so the only stuff we haven't done yet is, I guess... We have to tell the Countess that we found her ancestor in the church, maybe?
I guess I'd better return the chalice to the Countess.
Okay.
Hurry back, George.
Yeah, that's the only loose end I can think of right now, and, we're kind of at a dead end, otherwise, aside from the church. I guess the church was our next clue. I don't know if that's the church in Montfaucon. Montfaucon. She's gonna be dead when you get there. I don't think she's that old. Well, yeah, she is that old. Never mind. Yeah, you're probably right. She's just dead. Is this the same church? Let's get a look.
At the top of the stairs was a medieval church.
Nah, probably not. Doesn't look like it has any square towers. It's got, like, gables and shit. I don't know much about architecture. I find architecture fascinating, though. I just don't know anything about it. To the Villa de Vasconcelos. Shape's pretty, buttress is good.
I'd been planning to return the chalice anyway, but I hadn't expected the trail to bring me here. The Villa de Vasconcelos was as picturesque as ever. The weather was still clear. And Lopez was still watering the damn lawn. I was beginning to suspect that he was surgically attached to that hose. Hi there, Lopez. How's tricks?
Senor Stobbart, how pleasant to see you. You are well.
Fine, thanks. Is the Countess in?
She is waiting for you. I will show you up.
Wow,
It's
he's
okay, I
really
know the
changed
way.
his tune.
Senor Stobbart, I feel I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
I was impolite on our first meeting.
Look, Lopez, just forget about it. I came on like a snake oil merchant. I wouldn't have trusted me in your shoes.
You do not understand. Finding the chalice has given my lady a new lease of life. It's a marvel. She smiles, she laughs. The tradesmen are saying that she is on Prozac.
Well, that's the second Prozac reference we've had in 2 streams. What a fucking connection. What a broken sword and popful male have in common. I wouldn't have expected that. Anyway, let's go see if she's dead. Not unless somebody's done a really good job of reanimating her.
Oh, what a pleasure. Please, sit down.
Hi, Countess. The pleasure's all mine. I've brought back your chalice.
Why? You've had it cleaned.
Yeah, I met an obliging priest with a soft cloth.
Have you resolved the Templar mystery?
No, not yet. I don't even know what it is I'm after.
There are many stories of the knight secreting great wealth away.
Whatever. All I know is I don't want the bad guys to get it.
Ah, to be young and live in a world of moral absolutes.
Yeah, okay. I do genuinely find that I see a lot more nuance in things as I've aged. And sometimes I see less nuance in things. To be American and xenomorphic... You sure you don't mean xenophobic? Okay, yeah, you do. I don't think George transforms into an alien. Jesus Christ, where's that sequel?
I discovered something amazing with that chalice. In Paris, I found a church where they recognized the coat of arms. I found the tomb of Don Carlos de Vasconcelos.
You are sure? There can be no mistake?
The coat of arms on the chalice matches the one on the tomb.
Incredible. You have my most profound thanks. I must go there as soon as possible.
Yeah? Well, I'd be happy to show you the city. There's something else that I discovered carved on Don Carlos's tomb. Biblical references.
What are the references,
Well, of course.
Senor Stobbart?
Psalms 32:7, Corinthians.
I am not a good enough scholar to know the Bible chapter and verse. I meant, what are the quotations?
You know, I forgot to ask the priest.
Oh no! Can you sit there
I'll
for
look
about
around
3
you.
days?
That's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
Yeah, sit there for about 3 days. I'll be right back. Fuck. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Like, George can't just get a Spanish Bible. Oh no. Can't believe this. We're making the
It was
walk
the
of
driveway
shame
down
back.
to the main road. I didn't want to leave just yet, though.
Oh. guess we don't do that. Do you know the Bible?
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
So the Countess feels that the curse is lifted.
I would not put it so strongly. Your discovery of the chalice was proof that the Templars never abandoned the de Vasconcelos. It counts for a great deal with my lady.
Well, that's good.
What's the story behind the chalice vanishing?
When the Inquisition raided, in the absence of Don Carlos, it was believed that they had taken it. Naturally, they denied the charge, as they denied taking the children. And naturally, nobody believed them.
But they were telling the truth. The chalice was hidden from them. You don't suppose they were telling the truth about the children as well, do you?
Madre de Dios! I had not thought of that. But then what happened to them?
I don't know. If the Inquisition didn't take them, then who did?
You must speak to my lady of these.
Count on it.
Alright, we're gonna follow a different
Catch you later,
investigative
Lopez.
track.
Adios, Senor
One that
Stobbart.
doesn't involve George being literate. Or talking to anyone who is. Have guided and will assist as needed. I'm sure that right now I'm fine. If I get significantly... Ooh, an oryx. If I get significantly stuck, I'll definitely speak up.
It was a large window with shutters.
Throw yourself out the window, George.
From the window, I could see the garden, including Lopez, who was still watering the damn thing.
One-man ecological crisis. Alright, let's talk to her about the kids.
Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
I love how Lopez is like, it's really filled her with a new zest for life. And she's still just kind of blankly staring at either the chess set or the flowers. And those flowers are so dry and so brittle looking that I expect the mouse cursor to break them up.
There's still the mystery of the missing chess piece.
I do not think that it will ever be discovered unless the fate of the children is revealed.
The Inquisition were suspected of taking the chalice and the kids, right? We know now they were innocent of the first crime. What if...
They did not take the children either. Then what happened to them?
The Inquisition admitted to killing Don Carlos's manservant. Now, this guy had been told to protect the kids at all costs, right?
That is correct.
I think he hid them and the chalice when he got wind that the Inquisition was coming. With him dead, and Don Carlos driven mad with grief, there was nobody left who knew the secret. You know what this means, don't you?
I fear so. The children are still here somewhere. If this is so, then it is small wonder that the de Vasconcelos are cursed.
So we're dealing with dead kids. Welcome to Zifey for all that stream, where we just fucking... We have the happiest times here. It's a magical wonderland.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
Let's go see if we can find some dead children. Think of the happiest things.
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
Are they maybe... Did you put them under the stairs? No, they're not underneath the stairs. Okay, just dogs. Now I'm gonna fuck off back to France. Yeah, I'm not sure we are. Let's check the cathedral. Or the little worship tomb place thingammy that they... I think they have a Bible in there, actually. so... Can we stand in the water spray? No. Okay. Pick it up, George. Pick it up. What am I complaining about? It's not like I got places to be. France. Alright, Bible.
The chess pieces had been removed, and the Bible returned to its resting place. The candles had been lit. The Countess's way of saying thanks to her ancestors, I guess.
Can George read? Oh, no, just walk off with that. That's fine.
It was the Spanish Bible I borrowed from the mausoleum.
Okay. Upstairs it is. Like, we might not be able to read Spanish, but we know a bored old lady who can. Let out, George. I think one of the improvements in the, Re-Templard edition, or whatever the fuck, the latest edition of this first game, is, like, animation speed increased as a toggle. Possibly a slider. The mental image of George Stobbart war garbling the waters, but yeah. Solemnly, and with great dignity, I investigated the water spray. Bible?
Hello again. Here's the Bible from the mausoleum.
Very well. Let us begin. The first reference.
Psalms 32:7.
Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. My hiding place.
Don't get your hopes up too high.
Songs
This
of
might just be
deliverance.
leading us to where we found the chalice.
You are right, of course. The next.
Okay, John 4:11.
John 4:11. Here. The well is deep. The next. Quickly.
Okay. Corinthians 4:5.
Here it is. Will bring to light the hidden things. Any more?
Just one. Psalms again. 22:21.
Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns.
I'm not sure what that one means.
The last is confusing. Lions, unicorns, what's it mean?
I can't guess.
Salient points seem to be a hiding place and a deep well. In no sense is the mausoleum a well, Senor Stobbart.
Is there a well in the grounds?
I do not know. I suppose that there must have been once upon a time.
Have you ever seen The
Lopez
Ring?
is the man to ask about anything pertaining to the estate.
I'll have a look around if that's okay.
My home is your home. I shall remain here.
We have dead kids, and we have a reference to a well. Have you ever seen The Ring, ma'am? If I accidentally curse you all to die in 7 days, you have to forgive me. It's in my, it's in the disclaimers. Down at the bottom of the channel. Nobody reads those. In fact, don't go read those. Because I made it up.
What I'm trying to say is maybe you ought to save.
That's a good point. We'll save in a minute.
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
I don't think Lopez is gonna like kill us
Certainly,
both.
senor. How can I help you?
You must know just about everything that there is to know about this place.
See, I have lived my whole life here in the service of the Vasconcelos.
Do you know of a well anywhere around here?
A well? Si, senor. This used to be a fortified villa. How can you last a siege without water?
Great! So where is it?
How should I know? The well was covered over in the last century. It was dangerous, you see.
And you have no idea where it was?
None. It was hidden even before my grandfather's time.
You're less than a century old? Okay.
You must have a vague idea of where the well is.
It must have been in the old house's courtyard, so that would put it around here.
Here? Okay. Now, how do we find it?
There might be a way. Let me think about it.
Hey, Lopez, where the fuck you getting all this water from?
Any ideas yet?
Not as yet, Senor Stobbart. I shall give it more thought.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
Where are you getting all this water from? In there. Donkey. Rex. George. Lopez. George Lopez? No. You stop that. It comes out of the wall.
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
Alright, what about the rest of it? Something about light? And I noticed that the candles are lit in the old cathedral place. Maybe we can light the thing up top. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it won't. What thing? The chandelier! AFK for you to lock up. Have a good time. I want to swing from the chandelier. From the chandelier. I don't know the words. Lopez to point his hose up until the rainbow summons a unicorn. And then the lion and the unicorn can beat each other senseless over bread. Just like in the Lewis Carroll poem that everybody knows and I am referencing. Okay.
Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit.
Never?
It was a rod with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier.
Alright, do we have anything that can... Okay, we can light this on fire. Oh, wait. Maybe we should close the window?
No, that was a silly idea. I decided to think things through.
Yeah, can I close... Maybe I should close the window first. Pick this up, close the window with it. There we go. Now put the tissue on this. We're gonna set it on fire, and then we're gonna use it to light the thing. Now, stop taking it off, because I clicked something wrong.
It was a rod. I guessed it...
No, there's the rod.
Now that it had given up its secret.
Okay, that's the lectern. Alright, I'm just gonna have to try it. Actually, I was gonna say that I kind of respect how George thought through the entire, like, situation with the children and talking to the Countess and all. Like, talked her through it. Okay, we can light this. What then? Does it do anything? Is it arsenic poisoning? Oh, sorry. Oh my, there's something inside it. How long did we have to wait for that fucking
The
candle to
candle
burn
had
away?
burned brilliantly,
Oh.
but only for a couple of minutes. Some kind of special formulation, I guess. And had yielded up this. A complex shape expertly cut in stone. I figured it was some kind of key.
Alright, let's get a save in, because... yeah, we probably should save. A key. A key to what?
A big statuette of the Virgin Mary kept an eye on the place. It was a smooth, intricately carved piece of stone that had been concealed inside the great candle.
Perhaps it's the key to Mary? No. Doesn't go in there.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble.
You crack them open?
George Stobbart, grave robber. No, I don't think so.
Kind of looks like a medieval bad bath. Yeah, you know, that is kind of what I was thinking when I wondered if it was like the key to Miss Mary over there, but I wasn't going to say it out loud. Thank you for doing that for me, I guess. I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, oh, wait. Hold on. Did I get a pointer to it in a different... No, I did not. I thought I got a pointer over to here, but it's just the ocean. Yeah, I am the worst G-rated cartoon character to ever exist. I'm, like, really bad at it, guys. Like, really, really bad at it. Lopez, actually, wait a minute. Do you know where this goes?
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Do you know what this is?
No, senor. Is it some kind of key?
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Where did you get it?
It was hidden inside the big candle in the mausoleum.
And you burnt it? I wondered what the light was I saw through the window. My lady will be furious. The candle was centuries old.
Ah.
See, I actually enjoy and prefer the restrictions. Myself. I would rather, like, mostly be dialed back. I prefer that.
Hello again. What do you make of this?
It looks like some sort of key. Where did you get it from?
It was buried inside the great candle in the mausoleum.
Inside it? What have you done to it?
I, lit it.
But it is irreplaceable.
Listen, the candle was to be lit in case of Moorish attack, right? Well, it burnt down in no time and revealed this key thing. Maybe that was the real purpose of lighting the candle.
What are you suggesting?
That lighting the candle was the equivalent of break glass in case of emergency.
Sentiment must not stand in the way of solving this mystery. You did the right thing.
But you have no idea where it goes.
I'll just have another look around.
Very well.
It's not a chess piece, is it? No. Look on the clock. I don't know where this goes! Oh well. We'll figure it out.
I love suits of armor. Who doesn't?
Void Runners. I'm not entirely sure what a Void Runner is, now that I think about it. Crap. I'm not sure why you'd abruptly tell me that. And I'm not sure where the nearby bush is. Use equipment for moral, philosophical. It's use equipment because you like people to be naked. Yeah, I'm not seeing any bushes. Mods delete my existence. Mods create an unpersoning list. And add this person to the unpersoning list. And, then I guess they will not be a person. Which is actually kind of a reward. Mods, add me to the unpersoning list. Yeah, no, I don't see anything that looks like a bush. Well, okay, that's a lie. I see many things that look like bushes. I just don't see the bush in question.
Nope. I wasn't going to screw around with Lopez's hose, now that we were getting on so well. I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Don't mess. I mean, I guess, yeah. I think this is the closest thing to a bush that, I can find. Let's head back over to where the, cathedral is. Actually, have you thought of anything yet, Lopez?
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Any ideas yet?
We are looking for a source of water, see?
Yes?
For generations, the Spanish country folk have had a secret way of locating water, even if it is meters beneath the ground.
Ah, you're not talking about water dousing, are you?
Eh?
You know, you get a stick and walk around until the stick twitches and dig there.
Oh, you've heard of it.
Yeah, I think most of the planet has. Okay, let's get a stick.
Uno momento. It must be a special stick, a Y of hazel.
Right. Do you have any hazel trees?
See, here. That is hazel.
I have no idea where you just pointed to, my man.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
Honestly, I expected the fucking punchline there to be, for years we Spanish have had a way of locating water. It's called turning on a faucet, you fucking American. I don't know why he became Irish at the end.
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
Alright, one of these is a hazel tree.
So that was what a hazel tree looks like.
Is it a hazelnut tree? Because I could use some hazelnuts. They're good.
I went over to find a suitable stick. I don't believe it. There wasn't a single usable Y-shaped branch on the whole damn thing.
Really? Okay. This game, sometimes. You're not fruiting them, you're shit out of luck. I mean, I'm pretty fruiting. I'm not gonna lie. Are you a hazel tree? Oh, now there's an interact.
I went over to find a suitable stick. Aha! It was a thin, supple twig of hazel.
Alright, I guess we have to have Lopez do it. If it leads him back to up his own fucking hose, I'm gonna be so disappointed. And yet...
Hi, Lopez. Got a minute?
Certainly, senor. How can I help you?
Well, I got my divining rod. Now what?
Simplicity itself, senor. Hold the wand at the upper ends of the Y. Apply a little tension with your wrists so that the slightest movement of the wand's tip is clear, and walk slowly and steadily over the area.
Sounds easy enough. We'll find this well in no time.
It's actually gonna make me do this, isn't it? No, he's doing it himself. Okay. Does water dowsing actually, like, work? I don't know. I've seen stupider things work. Scientifically, no. Okay, well, you know, science. Science! Oh, he's playing lawn darts. I want to play lawn darts.
Senor Stobbart, you've found something.
This is it. This is where we find the secret of the Templars. Hidden here for hundreds of years. Lost from the sight of man until now. The mystery is revealed.
It's a tin can.
I've been walking up and down with a twig in my hands, looking for a tin can.
It had water in it. That's what the dowsing stick must have detected.
I'd have to check with an archaeologist, but I don't think the Templars left that.
In truth, Senor Stobbart, the loan was laid many, many years ago. This can could date back to the Napoleonic Wars.
Get rid of it and I'll try it again. Lopez threw the can away. It seemed to fall an awfully long way.
You're kidding. This game.
The splash at the end confirmed what we both suspected. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It has been here all the time. All those years and nobody found it.
Stood in awe for a moment, marveling at the secrets all around us.
I could have fallen down that.
Now you can fall down that. Bye, George.
The well had been lost for decades at least. The air was cool after the noon sun, but that's not what gave me goosebumps. I have a really, really bad feeling about this.
What I'm trying to say is, maybe you ought to save.
What I'm trying to say is maybe you ought to save.
Yeah, like that.
Thinking back to how long it had taken the can to fall to the bottom, I stayed as far from the edge as I could.
Jump.
It was a long way down. The brilliant midday sun shone almost directly down the shaft, and I still couldn't see the water. I'd already risked my neck with one death-defying leap in Syria. I wasn't about to push my luck again.
So, this game isn't supposed to be a comedy, I don't think. And yet, I can't help but read parts of it as comedic. And I think it's, the same way that Indiana Jones is not a comedy, but large parts of it read as comedic. You kind of need comedy to break the tension of the, constant suspense and, all that.
Sometime in antiquity, there'd been a rock slide. Big ones. I wished I'd had a hard hat. I'd need tools to move all that stuff. Heavy equipment that just wasn't available.
Well, we're not going that way. What are you?
A great stone lion's head with a gaping maw full of fangs. As far as I knew, nobody had cast eyes upon it for centuries as it stood, waiting in the cool shadows. The words of the psalm kept running through my head. Save me from the lion's mouth. From a distance, the lion's head had been impressive. Close up, it was frightening. Hey, one of the fangs is a separate piece.
Go ahead, stick your hand in there, George.
I could hear the sound of a lot of stone moving, and I knew I was in danger.
Did you die? Okay. I really thought he was gonna die.
Oh, very funny, you psychos!
Signor Stobbart! Signor Stobbart! Are you all right?
It's okay, Lopez, I'm fine!
Hey, susto miras daga! You gave me a scare!
Nice try, Templars.
I really thought we were gonna die there. Well, what's back here? If I had not done anything, I would have. It's
In the
possible.
deep shadows, it was hard to make anything out. I wished that I had Leary's flashlight now. It just felt like a pitted stone wall. I'd almost been killed for the sake of a red herring.
A red herring? Of course! He's behind all this!
In the deep shadows,
We need a light.
the tissue was pretty charred, but the grease paint had done most of the burning.
We need a light. Lopez! You have a flashlight. Pop up for a second.
Hi, Lopez. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Climbed out of a well.
Certainly,
Hi,
senor.
Lopez.
How can I help you?
It's really dark down there. Do you have a flashlight or something?
No. I broke my torch only last month.
Damn. It's so bright up here, but the light's just not getting into the corners.
See, the light, it goes in straight lines.
Okay. Okay. I get it. I get it.
Catch you later, Lopez.
Adios, Senor Stobbart.
Let's go find a mirror. Lopez, light! particle of light contains many sunlight atoms. God. If you've never seen Plan 9 from Outer Space, Plan 9 from Outer Space is
Military
great.
hardware, medieval style.
Can I have this?
I came here to solve a mystery, not go jousting.
Okay. We need big
An old
reflective
grandfather
glass.
clock stood against the wall. I doubted the Templars had hidden anything in there. There was a bookcase, bureau kind of affair. I didn't recognize any of the titles, apart from an ancient edition of Don Quixote. Hello again. Mind if I sit?
Please, be my guest.
Maybe we can just grab a log. Nope, there's nothing. Nope. Okay.
I'll have a look around.
My home.
We just grab a
Now,
log.
what would I want with a bunch of logs?
Torch!
It was way too warm to light the fire.
Okay. Reflective glass. I need a mirror. I need something. Sorry, what was... Did you just make the pickup gesture at me? What was that? Yeah.
It was just a little utility room with no exit, unless you counted the window, and I didn't.
I thought this was sunlight on the wall. Is this a mirror?
It was a small mirror
Yes.
hanging over the sink. From the scum in the sink, it looked like he shaved there.
Yike. Okay, we found a mirror. This'll have to do. What are we gonna mount it on? Ah!
There, in the middle of the door, I could see some kind of socket. It looked like this wasn't quite the dead end it had seemed.
You couldn't have just, like, slapped your hands on the... Well, no, I guess not. You never know what you might grab if you slap your hands on black wall. In the dark of a cave. But you're just gonna...
Open sesame! Another secret door.
You're just gonna walk into it, aren't you? Oh, dead people, yay. Okay, we found the kids!
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
She immediately relaxes back into poise. Okay. That was almost heart-wrenching. Back in Nico's apartment.
George, welcome back.
Come in, Josh. It's good to see you again.
My couch!
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, Josh.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe
so
we should tell
useful.
Andre what else you found, Josh.
There's a map and a Latin inscription. To the west, at the edge of the world.
Georges found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we've got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that Georges found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, Georges.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Isetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in the wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I like how everybody came together on that one. That was good.
I can't go.
Oh, well.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
I do not understand, like, there's a real, like, compulsive heterosexuality thing going on here. Like, they're really trying to push, oh, and then George and Nico get together. And it doesn't work until the sequels. Because then they actually start writing, like, with some chemistry. Is that a wizard?
Oh, it must be dawn.
Oh, I guess so. And we must be nearly there. Somewhere, out there in the dark, is Scotland. We've come a long way together to get here.
Yeah. Let's hope it was worth it.
Fucking somewhere out in the dark is Scotland. Like, George, that's not a pronouncement that needs, like... God. They want Nico and George to be Gabriel and Grace. Well, Gabriel and Grace didn't really have that much chemistry at the start either, I guess. Kind of had to grow into it. I don't know.
I've still got the clown's nose.
So I see. You should throw it away, George.
Why? Nose.
There's something I've been meaning to say to you, Nico.
Is this the right time and place, Josh?
There might not be another time. I don't want to waste this chance.
You don't need to say anything. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here, with you. Now.
Actually, I was gonna say I needed to use the bathroom, Nico, but...
You're exhausted. Why don't you get some sleep?
Sleep? At a time like this?
Excited, huh?
Would you like something to help you sleep, dearie? I've got some tablets in my bag.
Oh, no. Thank you.
Thanks all the same, ma'am.
Okay, well... drop another save, just in case. And is this chewing gum? I can't interact with it.
The old lady reminded me of my grandmother, except, of course, that this old lady was still alive.
Self-burn, George.
Pardon me?
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Sterling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
Is it the name of the rose?
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of his, though.
Yeah, I'm feeling like this is I'm feeling like this might be Khan the Assassin. If only because of the Professor Pegram tie-in.
Do you know Sterling well?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd see on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place. But we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No.
I suppose espresso bars and boogie-woogie are more your cup of tea.
That's right. There's nothing George enjoys more than a good boogie.
I want to see George Boogie Woogie now.
Is there a church called St. Ninian's at Sterling?
Yes, there is, and I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Alright, well, let's...
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Okay. So, we didn't get murdered by the assassin for showing off that nose. Maybe... I don't know. Let's, explore
Where are
the
you
train.
going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
We have tickets, right?
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
More sus. Yeah, it is. I've never met a senior citizen who didn't relish every discount they could
Off to
get.
Sterling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
Alright, let's...
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet car, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
You know, if only you use the spices that, England has so many of, English food is pretty potable. Please don't leave Nico alone with the assassin. I can't hear you. I'm going to the bathroom.
It was the door to a sleeping compartment.
Oh, hey, hi, soundtrack. You're back. Shit.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer.
Oh gosh, we better go tell Nico about this development.
I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
So this is the first time he admits it. When I was younger, I felt like this came out of no fucking where, but I guess I can see the foreshadowing now. Yeah, you kind of called it, but it was important for the development. It was important for the D, yeah. Alright. What's this?
I had a feeling that was where Nico might have been taken. Where else could she be? The door was locked.
Nico, on the other hand, it did kind of come out of nowhere. Excuse me. Wait. What's this? Oh, we can just turn around and leave. Excuse me.
All I could see of the man's face was a massive purple bruise around his eye. It was a strange contrast with his flaming red hair, which stuck out in stiff, greasy tufts.
Flaming red hair? Oh, that's kind of brown.
The man's face was blotched and unshaven. I guess he'd been traveling all night. Red-rimmed eyes stared fish-like above his broken nose. Hi! Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. What's company?
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse me, mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
This is the most authentic Welsh accent I think I've ever heard in a game, to be honest. I've heard Welsh people talk. This is about what they sound like to me.
Would you like a red nose?
No, thanks, pal. I got one of my own.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Aye, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, pal, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man, an old lady too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
They never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted, I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
No problem, okay.
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like. Slow action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict at anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
See you later.
Okay,
The windows seem to have been sprayed with tiny flecks of froth.
Give it to it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
whoop, just lifts us right on up there. George, you're an idiot. He kind of is. I believe we can immediately get killed up here. I'm about 75% sure. Let's find out.
It was the arm that fed electricity from the overhead cables to the train. I could almost smell the high-tension current.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure this is gonna kill us. He just goes right off the... He just goes right off the side. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I swear to you, your deaths will not be in vain. We're still alive, you moron!
Thank you. Thank you for that. Alright, let's slink our way off this way. And... little hop. Small hops. Okay.
Hey!
You know what? Fuck this.
I'd stand a slim chance of escape if I moved faster, but I couldn't leave Nico to Eklund's mercy.
Alright.
Let's talk this over like reasonable people, Eklund. I can explain everything.
They recycled the George gets shot sprite. And then we get buried by TV's Father Ted. I guess. Yeah, the shallow grave is new. Alright, so we're gonna need to, we're gonna need to come up, well, let's head up to the front of the train first. Let's see if there's something up there that can help, well. Don't touch it. No, he touches it anyway. He's like a fucking bug zapper. The minute George gets within arm's reach of that thing, he's just gotta put his hand on it. The bug zapper that only works on Americans. Hands were chilly. Yeah. Okay, what if we go down this end of the train? Absolutely nothing happens. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out something to do in there that isn't attempt to be reasonable. So what's the least reasonable thing we could do in this situation?
Hey!
The least reasonable thing we could do in this situation is take the red nose and throw it. No? Alright. Nico is waiting back there with a fire axe. Maybe that could be an angle we work. George is now a Shadowgate protagonist. Yeah. Poor George cannot help getting killed. I guess we could save in here, but I don't really see a need to. This isn't all that long.
Hey!
It's hard to shoot somebody jumping into an open fire.
The extinguisher might have been useful to distract Eklund, but I couldn't reach it.
Nico!
Nico looked good, even in ropes.
George, is this the fucking time? No. Imagine he comes charging in the side door, goes, Nico, you look good in bondage, and immediately gets fucking shot. Like, wow! Our hero! Maybe I ought to save above the... Yeah, maybe I ought to save above the ladder. I actually don't know if we have what we need for this. Like, there might be something else we have to do. We might have to go beat up, Luigi, or whatever his fucking name is first. Guido. Nico would watch that happen and be like, yeah, figures. She would. Alright, that guy goes out the side. It is, in fact, Khan. Gets shot. What's this?
It was the signaling device which alerted the driver to make an emergency stop. The fine for improper use was 50 English pounds. I wondered if the authorities would consider this sufficient reason for stopping the train.
George!
I'd always
Monologuing!
stop a train, and now was my chance. You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobbart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Demolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together. And Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon. At the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
So, the broken sword isn't literally a sword. It's an energy field concentrated beneath a church that makes you incredibly fucking sexy. Just like Baphomet. Did I say that out loud? I did. Okay.
How did you escape from the bull's head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the bull to the village, Stobbart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness. Also, I have a sister who keeps a garage just around the corner.
Oh, hello, Terry.
Maybe not.
The one person in the entire world who might want to see that clown nose. And you don't show it to them.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead.
Murdered. And someone's responsible.
Underneath that heap of tumbled crates was Eklund. I wasn't about to help him out.
Oh well,
The guy was a professional killer. The last thing he deserved was sympathy. I had to admit it, though. I was sorry he'd ended up this way.
grab the gun. There is no gun on screen, unfortunately.
Underneath that heap of
Yeah. We cannot do anything. There is no gun on screen. This is Eklund. This is, Khan's boot.
Don't even think about it, Josh.
What? Who?
Look me straight in the eye and tell me you weren't thinking of using that axe on Eklund.
Don't be foolish, woman. I was gonna use it on you.
Man, there's a fucking line.
Don't even...
Alright, we don't
Look,
get the
don't
same...
I was gonna use it. The rear exit was barred and padlocked.
Alright. Can we help
Nico looked good. Even in ropes.
No.
Nico looked good.
Alright, we're not allowed to help Nico.
I couldn't think of a single way the extinguisher would be of use in the absence of a fire.
Can we just get off the train then?
Where do you think you're going?
Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
And tell me this instant, George Stobbart.
I will, when I'm ready.
The hell dick move is that? Okay.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
George.
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we
Yeah,
waiting
that's
for?
why you gotta get the gun. I'm actually amazed she didn't bite him for that, but...
What are you doing?
I'm out of here.
Not that door. Do you want to end up like Flap?
Not especially. What remains of him is well on his way back to London. I hope he was traveling on a return ticket.
Oh, I guess we have to go out this door, then. Are we still moving? Several minutes later. No, I guess not. What a baffling scene. This is the romantic energy that they want to bring to this relationship. I'm glad they got better about it in Broken Sword 2, or I would have, like, fucking punched somebody.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give him a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show him now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
Oh yeah, I don't know why so many of the games that I play involve kind of complete idiots, but it's always been my theory that adventure games require a complete idiot in charge. Because otherwise the player wouldn't have a reason to click on everything.
It was just about recognizable as the church I'd seen reflected in the chalice. Templars, Roundheads, and Cavaliers. This place has seen a lot of history.
Wasn't an asshole before director's cut just a complete dumbass. He's shown a little bit of asshole. I'll admit that. He is showing a little bit. But they still kind of rewrote him even worse for the director's cut, and that... Remember when I was playing Otome games and there's some kind of morosexuality going on? No, that one's just me. I'm sexually attracted to idiots. You know, sometimes I say words. Let's move on.
It was a heap of stones and stuff which had tumbled down from the rafters.
Let's move on from that.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
No! I'm not answering my mail, Kelly.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
No, shut up.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem.
Oh, good, George. Hit the crack pipe.
The pipe could have been anything from 50 to several hundred years old. The wheel had a serrated edge which meshed with the turning cog. Marks on the spindle behind the wheel suggested it once had a rope attached to it.
Can we stick this in the mechanism? No.
The handle turned easily and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Okay.
The stone face of the demon grinned with a horribly lifelike expression. It was so realistic, I could imagine the sculptor carving it from a live model.
I think we stick the handle in there. What is
Above
this,
the
though?
carved cross was an indecipherable inscription. For all I knew, it could have been inscribed in Gaelic. Nico?
Maybe?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Committing this inscription to memory.
Can you read it?
No.
Okay. Nothing? Okay, how about the pipe?
With the clay pipe in his mouth, he looked happy, homely, like somebody's granddaddy.
What do you think you're doing, Josh?
I wondered if there was a secret mechanism in the demon's mouth.
Maybe you should show a little more respect.
For a mythical medieval demon? Give me a break.
Okay. Go right ahead. Meddle with forces you don't understand. Incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Just see if I care.
You know, she's got a point. Alright, let's try the crank now. Or something.
There was no way of reconnecting the handle to the cog except by welding it. I ran my fingers across the cold stone and probed the holes in the demon's eyes. Beneath them, the mouth formed another hole. But I wasn't about to put my finger in there.
No! Put your fingers everywhere! Shove the fingers up the damn thing's nose! Let's... Well, that doesn't work either. Alright, is there a rope in here, maybe?
Nico?
Uh-huh.
What's the point of studying the inscription if you can't read it?
Because it could be important. A clue to whatever we're looking for, who knows? I might find someone installing to translate it.
We don't have time to go looking for a linguist.
No? At least I am doing something positive.
That's true.
What language is that inscription written in?
You're the languages student, you tell me.
It looks like ancient Norse. Maybe.
Perhaps it's in code.
I don't think so.
Norse code.
Ah, yes, Norse code. By turning the crank handle before putting the pipe in the beam mouse, you made it impossible to win. Amazingly, Revolution doesn't usually do that. The thing with Revolution in their previous games is that they used a technology they called the virtual theater, which was akin to giving NPCs, like, a schedule and letting them freely roam around. Which sounds really cool, except when you want to solve a puzzle, and the NPC you want to, you know, talk to has wandered off somewhere and you have no idea where in the game world they are, it doesn't really work out. Hear those words and know the correct reaction is, oh no. It worked in Ultima 7.
Nico, I found an old clay pipe.
George, I don't care.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Alright. Well, let's look around a little more. Can I just...
I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move.
Okay.
Above the carved cross, well, for all I knew.
Yeah. Could have been scribed in Gaelic. Let's head back out front real quick. Maybe I missed something out here. In my eagerness to come galumphing in. Oh, Nico's going to stay and stare. Alright, that's fine. I want to do some gardening. I need to murder this man and take his trowel. I mean, that is, like, that's how players think.
There were lots of graves, some as recent as late Victorian. It looked like the locals had carried on using this place as a cemetery long after the destruction of the church.
Anything I can do
I
out
figured
here?
Scotland had had enough trouble with Burke and Hare without me trying my hand at grave robbing.
Man, a Burke and Hare reference. I think there was a recent movie about Burke and Hare. Could be wrong. This sign isn't a sign. Dang.
No way were we leaving until the mystery was solved.
Okay, Scooby.
I figured Scotland without me.
Yeah. This isn't Burke and Hare, it's Burke and Sword. It is.
There were lots of... It looked
Yeah,
long...
lots of graves. Okay. Burke and Sword. The Chambers. Revolution Studio. Yes, borking. I think I'm borking up the wrong tree, honestly. Can I combine these?
No way.
Muppet's Broken Sword. Can I combine these? No.
No way.
And can I combine these?
That is not a good idea.
Shut up, George. You don't get to tell me what's a good idea. You get to tie it up, lady.
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
Okay.
It was caked with soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was a plastic pentop.
George, honey, what the fuck are we doing?
I didn't find anything.
Alright, inventory exhausted.
No.
Going to MacGyver some stuff together from only a box of scraps. No, we can't repair the cog with the cog.
That is not a good idea.
Don't tell you the pen top is a...
The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket.
Okay,
I pushed the pen top into the mouth, and it disappeared somewhere inside the statue. It had probably gone straight to Biro Hell.
well, we've fed the insatiable hunger of the demon. Does this work? No. What about using it on the cog? George, you're American. That's right. This George isn't French. He's American.
With one of his eyes in place, the demon looked even more disturbing than before.
Maybe we put the coin in the, maybe we put the pipe in the eye.
With the clay pipe in...
What do you think?
I wondered if...
Maybe...
For a minute...
Yeah, okay.
In
Don't worry, I will incur the demon's wrath and burn in hell. Don't worry about that. I think I need the other eye. It looks like it. Yeah, it does. I just don't know where I'm gonna get the other eye. Anything in here?
I didn't find anything.
No. Can I pick this up and just move it over a little closer?
The wheel turned reluctantly with a creak of complaint. There was no obvious way of removing the wheel from its housing.
Can I unscrew it with this? No. Does a coin
It was
do
an
anything?
old coin.
I cannot insert coin to continue as far as I can tell. And George won't take the, Oh, no.
The cog turned freely, but nothing happened.
Feed the coin to the... I did try. He just kind of shrugs. What I think I might have to do is, No. Maybe I can put the coin on the wheel, and that'll flatten it out some. No? Okay. The answer is pixel hunting. Alright. Well, hit me up. What are we doing here? Give me some conceptualization of what my goal might be.
With one of his eyes in place.
There's another cog in the machine. Is it right here? Yeah, it is. Okay, thank you.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle.
I did not see that gear until you told me there was another one there, and then I saw it immediately. So, yeah.
With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place.
Looks like the eyes have it.
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. The cogs all meshed. I began to turn.
We had to make this demon look as ridiculous as possible. Fucking teeth tang. Redeem googly eye. I don't actually have any googly eyes. That's a shame.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
And what's with all these barrels?
The powder spilling from the barrels reminded me of pirate stories I'd loved when I was a kid. It was gunpowder.
Okay, there's gunpowder all over the place. That's great. Good to know.
Listen, I can definitely hear chanting.
You're right. I hear it too. What do you suppose they're doing?
It wouldn't surprise me if they were holding some kind of satanic sex ritual.
So, what are we waiting for? Shh!
George! This isn't that kind of game.
Will you look at that? Baphomet. Labino was right. This place was ancient even to the Templars.
This whole place? This is Baphomet?
Finally, the truth. The Templars had never worshipped this graven image, no more than they'd worship a rainbow. But, like a rainbow, they regarded it as a symbol of a covenant with God, who'd revealed this place to them.
Rosso! Why, the double-dealing treacherous?
On the contrary, Inspector Rosso has been the model of obedience, an important quality in a true Templar. Now be quiet and watch if you wish to live much longer.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here to witness the reforging of the sword that was broken. Here before God's sentinel, Baphomet.
Just checking.
Grand Master and Knight of Baphomet, we salute and pledge our obedience to you.
T-pose!
I salute you, gatekeeper of the temple.
Alright, now praise the sun.
7 centuries ago, our greatest weapon, the sword of Baphomet, was lost to us. Now we prepare to reforge it, to wield against new enemies. As the tired millennium dies, and this world looks for new leaders, we shall not fail. We shall lead the people to a new order, wherein all borders will dissolve. All will be united under the red cross of the Templars.
Yeah, man, I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. It's taking a while to kill him, though. Oh, he's got a flashing button. Oh, he's fine. Okay.
George, We have watched your efforts to stop us with respect. But surely you realize that you have been misled by our enemies. Both of us want a better world. Fortunately, no harm has been done. We need determined, resourceful men like you. Join us, George. Join us in true brotherhood.
Yeah. True. Wait. Brothers? What about Marquet? What about Pegram and Klausner? You didn't look on them as brothers, only as failures. 3 men dead, and you don't give a damn.
George, you know that sacrifices are necessary. Every great undertaking.
Join you? I'll see you in hell first.
Oh, George, I had great hopes for you. C'est la guerre. Eklund, kill him.
That went so well. Who's the Belmont? Oh, hey!
I swear, I just wanted things to be right.
Take them. Kill them. They will not escape.
Well, we're not getting past him.
Well, if it isn't the great detective and his beautiful assistant, it's going to be a pleasure killing the pair of you.
George, what are we going to do?
Come on, Nico. We're leaving.
You fools! You cannot escape us. Guido! Stop them.
But master, the powder!
That powder is from the English Civil War. You fool. It's over 300 years old. How explosive do you think it can be?
I thought it was all over, but Nico had one last trick up her sleeve. Or in her handbag, to be exact. A handbag full of plastic explosives.
Maybe, but this stuff is brand new.
Oh.
You know, you'll never be able to write your story now.
I don't care. I've got what I want.
Huh?
Just tell me one thing, George. Is our life together always going to be this crazy?
Yeah, fanning flames, a well-known way of getting them to go down. But yeah, that was Broken Sword 1. And while I don't think we're starting Broken Sword 2 right now, there is something I want to read. games version comes with a comic book that bridges the gap between Broken Sword 1 and 2. We're gonna read that. Formed by the London Metropolitan Orchestra. Okay. I thought they spelled that wrong for a second. Ah yes, Double O Melka, Frasier 1. The hardest working robots in the business. I don't think there's anything at the end of the credits, but go with Metropolitan instead of Metropolitan. That's fair. But yeah, that was a heck of a game. I enjoyed it. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And unless there's a good reason to, those who endeavored to wield the sword were buried along with the Templar's secret. But fate had marked George and Nico. Soon, in an uncharted jungle on the other side of the world, they would be called to face an even greater threat. You wouldn't download a car. I'm sorry, this font. To be continued. Olympics! The end. So, I'm just gonna pop open the GOG launcher and get this comic up. Because there is a comic, as I said, that bridges Broken Sword 1 and 2. And we're gonna read it. As soon as I figure out how. Can I open folder, downloads, comic, aha. I think I got this. Yeah. Broken Sword 2 comicbook.pdf. There we go. So, comes with a pack-in comic. And begin this a bit. Could I speak to Nicole Collard, please? Who am I? I'm George Stobbart. Who is that? How powerful was the Broken Sword if the guy who got zapped and turbocharged for lit couldn't even convince George Stobbart? I don't know. Oh, Andre Labanau. I should have known. Nico is out on a story. What do you want, George? I'm very busy here. Nico wanted to know how my father was. Will you tell her? Tell her. Yes, tell her a lot, George. Tell her it looks like I won't need to be in New York for much longer. Okay, I'll tell her. Click. I've discovered a drugs operation being run by the suburbs of Paris by a gangster named Karzak. Okay, let's check out the cargo. The boss will be here soon. He was bringing the stuff in through a bogus import company specializing in objets d'art. Beautiful, aren't they? Busting the operation would make for a great story for my newspaper. I don't know why Nico is suddenly Indian. I'm sorry, accents are hard. But I needed evidence. Even better on the inside, eh? And timing with everything. What the... That in a good cover story. You guys are lucky I'm not from the southern mob. I could have snuck in and blown you all away before you even knew I was here. And who the hell are you, sister? My name is none of your business. I am Major Kozak's new, logistics coordinator. He needs to see the merchandise, but he's heard reports of a double cross by the Colombians, and doesn't want to risk coming here in person. Oh, the camouflage worked. Good. Hey, how do we know you're not a cop? If I was the law, I would have seized this consignment from the SS Diogenes when it docked yesterday, you idiot. Or when you picked it up from there, from K-18. Now, I'll take that package for the boss to check. Thanks. Wait here for your orders. I made sure they wouldn't be going anywhere for a while. Plenty of time for me to check out the evidence and call Inspector Moo. At least that was the plan. But then Karzak showed up. It was time to get moving before everything blew up in my face. So Nico graduated to a full-on action girl now. That's cool. I knew Karzak was a violent criminal. Boss, that was quick. I only just gave the package to your logistics coordinator. Logistics coordinator, what are you talking about? But I had underestimated his murderous temper. You fool! I have no logistics coordinator! That was no ordinary package. You two better get it back, or you'll be next. It's basically just Cobra Commander. Lucky for me that Karzak had been in too much of a hurry to lock his car. So you carjacked Karzak? Eh? Hey, look! Get down! Ah! Something about the package I got didn't feel right. Once I'd put some distance between me and Karzak, I ripped it open, and realized this was about more than just drug smuggling. By the time I dumped the car, I just wanted a hot bath and a glass of wine. I needed time to think. Police are investigating reports of gunfire and an explosion in an industrial area of southern Paris. Hello? But I was out of luck. Oh, you're still here. Of course, enjoying your new TV and waiting to enjoy your company. Oh, the TV, thanks for installing that. No problem, what have you got there? I'm not sure, I just know that it's valuable. I think I can help you again. It's a Mayan ritual stone from the classical period. About 1,200 years old. I'm sorry, he looks like a hippie Egon Spengler. From fucking the real Ghostbusters. It is really distracting me. Mayan ritual stone from the classic period, about 1,200 years old. If you need to know more, there must be an expert at my university I could put you in touch with. That would be great. Meanwhile, perhaps you could keep the stone safe. Bien sûr. And that reminds me, I have something for you. For me, you shouldn't have. Oh, just a little gift for a beautiful woman. No, I mean, you really shouldn't have. Look, I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Thanks for everything. Before you go, Andre, did anyone phone while I was out? No. No one phoned. Continued in the game. So yeah, just a short comic that kind of bridges things. Lets us know what Nico's been up to. A rat tail with the douche glass. I guess, yeah. And, I think we'll get to the game tomorrow. Now, because we're playing, we're going to be playing Broken Sword 2 Remastered, which does have a slightly updated, higher resolution graphic style. Unlike the first game, Broken Sword 2 Remastered doesn't change anything except the solution to one puzzle. And that puzzle is a godforsaken maze that nobody fucking likes. So, reactions to it were much more positive than the first Remastered. I personally am okay with just not doing a maze that sucks ass. So, the remastered version it is for me. And for you, when we play, assuming you decide to show up, I will welcome you if you do. I will understand if you don't. And,
What I'm trying to say is maybe you ought to save.
I'm going to put a pool cue up your butthole. By which I mean, it has been nice having you all here. And I will see you all later. Good night. Have a good time. Be full of stomach and fat of ass. And enjoy yourselves. Good night.